Christmas carols will sing. I'm StaceyJ, doing Vlogmas today. Trees are up, Merry Christmas we say. Spend time with me as I sow something. We count down to Christmas Day.
Good afternoon, I'm StaceyJ and this is my studio. I say afternoon because it's like 2:45. I have been out with my darling Samuel all morning. I went and picked him up at his house at 9 o'clock, at his dad's house at 9 o'clock, and we went and did something that I don't normally do on a Sunday. But yeah, so I spent the morning with him and then we stopped off at Pete's. Now, if you've been following the last 3 days, I've been making the heroin pants from Merchant and Mills, sorry. Okay, and I'm making it as a 12 because I want to just make sure the cut's correct of how I want it. Thicker in the waist or high waist and no bottom. So I am endeavouring to get that pattern before I cut into my beautiful, soft, nice, expensive light blue denim. So if you've been watching, thank you for watching. I've got an itchy nose. So I've been out all day, so this is my time to come in and talk to you. Before I go on to what I'm about to do, I'd like to say let's go on to day 7. If you have been watching me, you know that I've been making a cake for my friend's birthday, which was yesterday, and she totally loved it. I will, if I remember, pop some photos at the end of this vlog so you can have a look at what the cake was. It was heavy, as in like weighed about 7-8 kilos. That's what it felt like. I think my biceps are just bulked up now because I've carried it. But anyway, so let's get first things first. Let's do the flamingo advent calendar. Let's see if anything has fallen out of the gaps here, and that I might get a gift or two because we don't know what happens. Oh, I've actually got a 3D one of these. This is nice. It's a little flamingo tree. So it's just that little tree there. I'm going to get something sharp and peel all the plastics off and then tie a little ribbon. Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. I have been singing a bit this morning, just saying, in public. Anyway, so that was today's day 7. So we are 1 week into Vlogmas. We are 1 week into December. We are 1 week closer to Christmas. So yes, that's what happened today. Right, sorry, that's what today is. Right, now on the way back from what we were doing, I went to Pizza Emporium and I got, remember how I had the zip yesterday, but I needed a 17.5. Well, they don't come in 17.5, so I got myself a 18 centimeter, a 7-inch. So it says a 7-inch, so I don't know why it couldn't. So, but what I was choosing and what I didn't know what I was going to use when I was in Pete's, so I sort of bought a couple of colours, and I am going to decide. I didn't think of that one, but that looks a bit blue. That is black. That's black. I think the black one, I think the black one's the GO. So what we're going to do today is we're going to pattern pieces everywhere. We're going to actually do the zip, the fly, possibly the reason why they say that it is for advanced people. It did land in the bin. So we're going to take the black zip, the right size black zip, and we're going to do what it tells us to do. I've just lost it. I'll be back. Well, I thought I was going mad. I didn't buy a black zip. What I've done with the black zip, but I didn't buy one. So I'm going to go with the dark grey now. The dark grey. It's a bit, but I'm happy with the dark grey. I did buy the dark grey with it in mind, but alas, Loopy La girl didn't buy one. Crazy. I have actually literally crawled around the floor going, I've lost the zip. Right, so we're going to do the zip. Okay, and the rules of engagement say, I'm going to read out what it says so that we can get this right. Now, I don't know if you remember yesterday, we were to rule a line or make a mark 1.5 centimeters from the edge down, okay, and 1.5 centimeters down from the top. We are to place the center of the zip, which is there. And this top of the notch here goes here, like that. And that goes down the center. So you can always, if you wanted to, if you've got the non-confidence to know you're going down the center, you can pop that there. And let me do it the right way first. You want right sides to right sides, so this will be upside down, because when it turns around it'll be like that, I believe. So, right. It says press the seam to all the 5 strands to place the right side of the zip. The right side of the zip facing the right side. Yep, I'm correct. Of that, you want to place the teeth down the center line. Let's do that. Going to do this nice and tight, because what you're actually going to be doing is sewing that one down, not this one. But we want this one. Actually, we could possibly, if we wanted to, there's the line there, so we put one halfway up here. Flip it over and I can zip it up. Get rid of that lump as much as I can, and that is where it's meant to be. So I'm going to do it step by step as it says there, because like I said, every sort of company does their own flies their own way, and some work really well, some don't. So I'm going to go off this one so as not to confuse you if you do it and read. So what we're going to do is we've got right sides facing down. Place the right side of the zip facing the right side of the fly facing, with the center of the zip 1.5 centimeters away from the edge, and the top of the zip 1.5 centimeters down from the raw edge. Pin and work 2 rows of stitching. This is like down one side, back up the other side. We're stitching one close to the zip and the other one close to the fabric edge. So basically what I'm going to do is zip down one side. I don't know if it's going to work. So we want to go down one side and up the other side. So you're going to have 2 rows of this. Right down to the edge, right down all the way and all the way back up. Okay, so I'm going to get my zipper foot on my machine. I will actually, in fact, take you guys over, and I'm going to use my zipper foot on the side, okay? And we'll do this together so that it makes it not so scary to venture into it yourselves.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The fragrance of flowers in the air. It's great, the temperature is rising. The windows down while we are driving. The excitement of a new year is...
The next step is to press it underneath, which I have. Now, when you do this particular step, you are to... I'm going to flip it over. So that's the left-hand side, right? So this is the right-hand side of the zip. You are to make sure that the zip, this little flappy bit here, right, is tucked out of the way. Not sure why, but we'll just tuck it out of the way for now. I don't think I've ever stuck a zip on the fly facing first. So that's zipped out of the way. It's moved. It's gone burger. Okay. So you can't go on to step 19 until that's out of the way. I wonder if I should make sure it's not pinned through the fly. I'll just pin it through the zip. It's actually sticking out a little bit to show you that it's sticking out. Okay. So that's there like that. Pretty cool? Pretty cool. Right. The next one we're going to do is we're going to flip it back. Remember how I tacked it? I'm going to flip it back over, and we're going to ensure that this fly facing is secured in place, so you sort of want to pin it. I think that's why you move that, is because I think you're gonna sew something next. It'd be probably a better idea if Stacey read ahead and did the right thing. Stacey's reading as she's playing, okay? I read through recipes because I know this is a recipe for disaster. No, I know this is a recipe, but I'm not. So after we've done that and we've pinned it all out the way, that's what I thought. You are now to top stitch that. Okay, we've got our little orange thread here that's telling us that this is where we want to follow, what we want to follow. So we're going to top stitch. Now it says top stitch alongside the tacking line, right? So don't go over it. At the beginning at the top until you reach the edge stitching down here. Oh, I didn't edge stitch. I missed something. I'm going to go back and edge stitch that with my top stitching. Yes, I missed the whole step 19. So what we're going to do is pin and secure into place in 19, then edge stitch down all the way down. So edge stitch down to the tacking line. Boom, there, right? And pull the thread through to the wrong side. Okay, I'm going to go do that now. Right, now I've edge stitched it. Make sure also when you are edge stitching, just pull that zip back to make sure that you don't go over the top of that zip and get it out the way. So now lay that back flat. I think that's why you had to fold that out of the way. Lay that back flat, and we're going to top stitch down beside this, all the way down beside your, all the way down here to the edge there. Then we're going to turn it and work up 6 millimeters, which I do 2, and then I go back up, okay, the other side of our little markings here. You want to make sure that your zip is not going to get caught up in this. You don't want it to flop back, because this isn't part, the right hand side is not part of the left hand side information. Okay, so let's go back to the machine. These are really prickly. They really do hit you. Actually, I might take every second one out. Don't really need it there. It's quite tidy. So I'm going to top stitch all the way down there, 2, and then back all the way back up. Okay, I'll see you after I've done that. I don't think you need to see me do that. And the base of the zip is here anyway, so you're miles away from getting caught. I've done that top stitching, and I believe I can take out my little orange top stitching stuff now. It should be nice and easy until I get to the crosses, which, I mean, it's a bit different to I've ever done it before. Really different, what can I say? So I'm just going to take it down to the X here, pull it out. There should be no other reason why I need this. Yes, I should read ahead, shouldn't I? Because it means, and they want us to press back the front edge of the right side 7 millimeters. Okay, so they want us to fold that back down there. So I'm going to mark 1.4, which is actually, that's where it must be folded back to, because that's where the, let's have a look, see if that's 7. Where's my rule? My ruler measured something on the cake, it's upstairs. So 7 millimeters. No, that is 1 centimeter. Okay, so I'm going to it doesn't say to finish it off, but that looks overlocked to me, so I'm going to fold that back. I'm going to mark it 1.4 centimeters and then fold it back to reach it. You know how I did that the other day? This pink one works. Let's see if this can do. So I would go to the 1 and mark off 1.4. And I'll just go down there 1.4. And if we fold that back to there and to there, that by rights should be, let's go from there to there, 7 millimeters. So if we go all the way down to the notch. Okay, so I'm going to go and overlock that. I don't know why it does that. It doesn't actually say to even, I'm going to go and overlock this, okay, and then fold it back 7 millimeters. So once we've pressed it back that 7 millimeters, we're going to place the right hand side of the zip over. Now if you want to, see, I just place my two sides together. They've got to be nice and straight because, well, they're going to be sewn up together. That will overlap that a little bit. Okay, so we want to make sure our zip is placed directly in line, but the teeth, this is a little bit weird. So the folded edge is there. So the teeth need to be there. I think that's where the teeth are meant to be. Yes, that's better. So not as close as what I wanted it to be. Sorry, that I was going to put it, because you can think the head's going to get. So line it up with that. Sorry, guys. Put it back in. This is the first step I normally do on a fly. Not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying that's how I normally do it. That's how I've normally been taught. Then you add the facing. And there. Nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is pin check the left side sits in the notch to the right, tack in position as far as possible. We're going to tack it. Tackle, tackle. So that comes down. I'm just going to flip it over. Now I'll put these here because whenever I pull them, the pockets come up and it does my little head in. So look at that. That sits nice and flat there. The notch is there. The other notch is there. Nice. Nice. Look at that. That's good. 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 Right. So we're going to tack that into place.
The temperature is rising, the windows down while we are driving. The excitement of a new year is near. Blue skies, the clouds are clear. It's Christmas down under, sunshine, not thunder. Camping.
Now I've got that all tacked down. We are now to get our where is it? This. We need to get our fly shield. Okay, and with wrong sides facing, with the right sides facing, fold the shield in half and stitch the low with right sides facing. Of course, right sides facing. Right, so the lower half is, I believe, the curved bit. Okay, oops, I don't think I need that to tell me how to fold it in half. Right sides together, we all know that I know my right from wrong now. That's my right sides. I'm going to go, and what I want to do is I want to sew down the bottom here. Okay, your normal standard, as everything is so far in these pants, 1.5 centimeter. Okay, so it's just the bottom we're going to do. Okay, 1.5 centimeters on that. Easy peasy. I should probably have nothing behind it when I show you. 1.5 centimeters around here. I'm going to trim it down, and then I'm going to turn it into the right way, and then I'm going to overlock all up the side there. You probably don't need to come for this journey, but I'm going to be back. As I said, I'm going to trim it off with my little trusty pinking shears. Open that up, turn this in the right way. I'm going to iron it nice and flat. then I'm going to overlock right up that sides. Right, iron it, overlock, finish that side off. Right, we're back. I have ironed it, I pressed it, I have overlocked it. It's all finished. It's one unit now. Right, so we've done that. We're up to number 24. Place the shield behind this. So let's open up our zip. Okay, we'll place this behind so that it comes, so it's going out. So this part here is going to be 4 centimeters. They are very good on their instruction. Very, very good. So I'm going to get this and do 4 centimeters. So that's what is meant to stick out. Right, so what we're going to do is, here's our center notch here, that little mark there, and it's got your shield, so much junk on my table. Your shield has to measure out 4 centimeters. So here's my notch right here, so that's where 0 is, and the 4 has to come in to approximately, now this is a little bit tricky. Just not tricky, don't get me wrong. I mean more, I need 5 hands, or 3 anyway. So I want it there. Oh, look at that, it's right on 4. So what I'm going to do to make sure it's even on the way down, I'm just taking my 0 to the edge of the zip, which is 3. So it's 3 centimeters. I'm going to pin this one here because that's exactly where I want it. Just going to lift that up a fraction. Yep. Okay, so that's there. Just going to go down the bottom and make sure I'm out from the zip teeth, 3 centimeters, which I am. Hoping you can still see what I'm doing. 3 centimeters, pin it there. Right, and obviously 3 here. Don't know why I said obviously. I could be incorrect. It might have moved, it might have jolted, it might have something. And yeah, no, of course I said obviously, didn't I? So I want that to be, I want to be under the sea. And I'll try and pin that again. Okay, right, so the next step, once I've pinned that, okay, pin and stitch close to the fold. So I'll go down, I'll use my foot, might have to use my zipper foot, and I'm going to do my top stitching thread, which means I'm going to the walking foot to do it. That is where I'm going to sew this all the way down to the bottom. You just pull the thread to the wrong side and fasten off. So I kind of really want to zip all the way down to there, because that's kind of where it is, ain't it? I'm just going to put another one in there. So I'm going to change my zipper foot on my walking foot, and I'm going to go down and get this done. Pretty easy so far, eh? Stacey has to read the instructions. So here is our nice fly. Okay, tucked away nicely into the jeans. We are now up to number 25, which is flipping over the page. Now this is it, right? So I'm going to flip over to the inside. Now this is going to be attached to this here by, I'm not going to zigzag it because I don't have my zigzag machine out, but I'm going to pin this here, and I'm just going to go backwards and forwards. Right, let's go and do that first. Press center front seam towards the left and snip into the notches below the fly. A little to help the seam lie flat when pressed. So that's going to be I'm going to snip it there. So when it lies flat, because it goes to the, oh, Stacey, yes, to the left. Yes, that's my left. So we'll snip that and it'll sit in there. Okay, and neaten the seam allowance with a zigzag or an overlock. So I'm going to sew that, overlock that down there. Okay, and so first what I'm going to do is going to attach this to get there, and then I will snip and then overlock. So I have gone and stitched this up. Oops, it's not meant to be there. Stitch that up there so it's attached. So when I open my fly, my whole side of my pant don't fall apart. They're attached there, and that's how it's meant to be. Right. Now I have also snipped in, and I have overlocked. So I snipped in there so it will lay flat, because the other part is laying back to go with the fly there. And we're going to go and overlock that, which I have done. Nice and neat. Okay, open it back up. Now this is the next part. Now we currently have a hole that goes through. Okay, not fully attached. So now what we want to do is we are starting with right sides together, pin the stitch front back at the I lie. Right, here we go. Work 2 rows of stitching on the center front seam, first an edge stitch and then a top stitch 5 millimeters away from the first beginning and end of the bottom. Stitching carries on past the fly, top stitching. So there's your bottom of your fly is here. Work weight pen, work. It's there, and it wants you to go 2 centimeters above it, which is here. Now your knobble thing is not in the way, which is imperative. It's not in the way. So you start there, you go down your edge stitching here, all the way down to here. This all should be laying over, yep, the left hand side. So all down here. Then you're going to come across, like I said, I do 2 stitches across, and then I go back up, and it should end there. So I'm just trying to make this white pen work a bit better. That's where I want it to end. Now where is the bottom of my zip? The bottom of my zip is close to it, but away from it, so it's there. So I'm going to go down and top stitch all the way down here, then over my 2 stitches, and then back up to the side there and do 2 stitches to join there. And that's going to give me, let me show you, it's going to give me this stitching here. It's going to close off everything. Okay, back tack, you want a bar tack, which I don't have a bar tacking machine, but if you want to, if you're on a normal commercial domestic machine, you can zigzag there. Okay, I'm going to go and change my feet back and do this. I'm just going to mark that one more time so I don't lose it in translation by the time I get to the machine. But that's my stop and go line. Okay, right, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so it's top stitch down there, all the way down the crotch. Zip is done. All that's left to do now is join the fronts and backs together, which is actually the next step. We do it on the inside leg because we also do top stitching down the inside leg. Okay, so I think that is what I wanted you guys to learn today. Well, not learn, because that sounds like but that's what I wanted to go on there. If you have this particular pattern and you don't know how to do the fly zip, well, there you go. You step it out. Don't be afraid of jeans. Jeans are just a heavier fabric. I think the time-consuming thing about jeans is the fact that you are top stitching everything that's going on in it. So I'll put this up as a putting a fly in the Merchant & Mills Heroin Jeans Vlogmas Day 7. Yes, 7. Yes, 7. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that it made you see that if you were afraid of jeans, that could be the hardest part of the jean itself. We've already put the yoke on the back, we've now done the fronts. Now it's a case of putting them all together and then putting our waistband on. So we're up to pattern, we're up to instruction number 27, and we're going to get to 38. Okay, so we've only got 11 more instructions to go. So hopefully you'll stick by me, and I won't do these tomorrow. Oh, I might do them tomorrow. We might get them finished tomorrow. I'll throw something different out there for Tuesday. Tuesday is the day I'm taking my daughter to her procedure. We have to be there at 7 in the morning. Breathe. Anyway, I want you guys to stay well, stay warm, stay dry. I hope you're having a fantastic Vlogmas. I hope you're getting out there and seeing your favourite people do whatever they do on Vlogmas. I've been watching Ruan. I do need to get on and see Adam sews because he's just adorable. And Julie sews her own clothes. I do need to get on and see Sequin Girly Sam. Because Julie and Sam did a swapsies with a package each, which was really cool. Nice, bit hard in this end of the world because there's not many people that live in New Zealand, and there's not many vloggers. It's about half a dozen of us, and so freight costs $1 million to send overseas. Anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Hydrate, keep cool to after school. Have no regrets, and save face. It's a beautiful day out there. It's 50% chance of raining today. I think that's gone westward unless it turns sour late tonight, but beautiful day today. I'm going to pop up some pictures of the cake that I made for my friend Lynn, and she absolutely loved it. I think I've said all that anyway, so take care guys, and I'll see you next time I'm looking at you. That's tomorrow. Bye.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The fragrance of flowers in the air. It's great, the temperature is rising. The windows down while we are driving. The excitement of a new year is near. Blue skies, the clouds are clear. It's Christmas down under. Sunshine, not thunder. Camping and joyful. Barbecues and a belly full. 'Cause it's summer times down under at Christmas time. Thank you for watching today. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Please subscribe.